This is Marketing Made Easy for HR Consultants, the show that helps HR experts build a predictable pipeline of premium paying clients without expensive ads, constant posting, or endless networking. I'm your host, Nick Paninsky, author of The Complete Guide to Building a 70k HR Consultancy and creator of the Client Control Method, helping HR professionals grow with clarity, confidence, and control. Let's get into today's episode. Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Marketing Made Easy for HR Consultants with me, Nick Paninsky. Today is a very special show. We are joined by the lovely Lucia Tanner. Lucia has been part of my success squad for the past 12 weeks, 12 plus 1.
Yeah.
We had a week's holiday.
Little break.
Well, it's, everyone wanted one, so I was like, fine, let's accommodate. So yeah, 12 plus 1 weeks, and she's here to share her experience. But first of all, please introduce yourself, Lucia. Tell all the friends and family at home who they're listening to.
Hey, so yeah, I'm going to age myself now. Been in HR for about 20 years, and the classic, always been in corporate HR, different industries. Bulk of my time been in the tech industry, and I'd kind of worked my way up the career ladder. And the next stage for me, and one of the things I'd always wanted to do, was to start my own business. And yeah, I think you always have thoughts of, oh, these are going to be the things when you start a new business. And obviously I was really kind of confident in my HR knowledge, but actually the thing that becomes that I think most HR consultants aren't all that comfortable with, just because they might not be that experienced with it, is the business development piece. And obviously a huge part of that is the marketing side of things. And I remember joining Nick's webinar. I think it was a 3-day webinar?
Yeah, 3 day.
And it was literally after the first session, like I said to a few kind of consulting colleagues, I was like, this was brilliant. This is what's been missing. I'm really thinking about doing this course that's there, because it just from that session, I feel like I've learned loads. So I kind of, what more could there be? So yeah, I think that 3-day session was on 1 week, and it was kind of maybe 2 weeks later that we kicked off and started. And yeah, like the first session, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. You guys have to do this. And I kept kind of talking about it. And yeah, it was just really exciting to have actually just a route of something to do. Because obviously there's lots of different ways that you can choose things. But what you had said, Nick, really resonated with me. That it was kind of the same way that my mind works. I was just, excited to get going and doing things that seemed so not out of my league but thinking about having my own adverts running on Google. Like that just seemed like something that huge companies do. Like I couldn't do something like that as a lone ranger. But yeah, I've got them going, and I look at the analytics and I think, oh my God, there's so many people looking at my website now. Like this is amazing. And also like looking into the future. So we went through the process of kind of when we were going through the lead magnet creation process. And I've had got that up and running. But now I'm also able to see, well, actually, what are the things that my potential clients are really looking to deal with now, and having the confidence following on from the Success Squad course to go, right, I'm going to build another one and build something different, because that's what I think is the right thing now. So yeah, it's that confidence piece, but also just kind of going, okay, I'll give this a try. If it doesn't work, I can amend it. I can do something different. So yeah, that's both my background and what brought me to the Success Squad in the first place.
Love it. I'm gonna jump into this, and I'm gonna dissect a little bit, because I love that overview. But let's start off right at the beginning. before you found me, before we started working together, what was going on in your business? What were you struggling with? What were you feeling stuck on?
Where to find clients. I think that was the number one thing, because I had got an initial interim contract, which was great, but also when that finished, it was like, oh, what's next? Where do I go to? Like, what can I do? Because, like, obviously referrals are great, but they're also, it's not always that those people are going to have something available. Like, it's great that you know them, but it's not always going to be, oh, actually we've got something now. So I was kind of reaching out to people, like giving them updates that I had kind of started this business, this is what I like to do. But I just wanted, I absolutely was in the feast and famine cycle.
Yeah.
And wanted to get to the point of having some consistency, regularity, and yeah, just because, yeah, obviously it's amazing when you're in the feast part of things, but you're so busy that you don't think about what's coming up next. So just being able to have something switching on and off, or just working in the background.
Yes.
Is, yeah, the biggest thing.
I love that. That's exactly what we've built, right? That's what I advocate for, because you guys are HR experts. Stay in your zone of genius and let the lead gen happen without you having to do anything. You can always top these things up with networking or whatever it is that you want to do, but having that steady pipeline working in the background for you, that's priceless, really.
Yeah, definitely. And I've been able to use the stuff kind of created to be going on in the background. So, like, for example, the lead magnet piece, when I've then been doing stuff with other things, I've kind of, the QR code that I use for that, I can put in other places as well. So it's not just on the adverts, it's on my Google business page, just as a photo, it's on my Facebook business page. So yeah, just trying to be really efficient with things as well, like having one thing helping you out in a number of different ways.
Yeah, exactly that. It's that one thing that you have to do now as part, well, not have to. So it just makes things easier for you. You know what all these doors are, where they're all pointing to, how you get businesses and people to be moved through your funnel.
Yeah, definitely. And even just learning, like, the basics of marketing and what is a funnel and what is the journey and at what point are people coming to you at. So, like you were always saying, what on the scale of 1 to 10, do they know you? If they don't know you at all, they're at 0. So you've got to kind of build up the trust to get them to move up that point to where they trust you enough to go, right, let's do some work. But if you've got kind of the lead magnet and you can start to bring them on the journey, they're not going to be starting at 0. They're going to be starting at 3, 4, 5. Depends how good your lead magnet is. But yeah, just getting them through the funnel. And actually, if they don't end up as a piece of work at the end of that time, it's not that you've lost them forever. You just kind of pop them back into the funnel. The way that we've done the lead magnets, it gives me an email list now. So yeah, it's just a nice process to be able to go, right, this is where I'm at with that.
Love it. Yes. It's a great explanation as well. I couldn't explain it any better. Love it.
I try.
So going back to the beginning, before you joined Success Squad, what was the moment that made you feel like something had to change?
Where I was finishing up a bit of work and there was just nothing on the horizon, not even like that might go ahead. It was just like a blank page. I was like, yeah, need to do something, because if I don't change things now, this is just going to happen again and again in the future. I need something that might not be switched on all the time, but actually just something that I can come back to and some kind of process that I can take on. Because yeah, that's a scary thought. I know kind of lots of HR consultants who come from permanent roles, like full-time employment, the biggest thing is not having that kind of guaranteed income that you would have in permanent employment. So you kind of think, oh, okay, right, I'm okay for the next couple of months, but then yes, I've got a mortgage to pay and I've got accountants to pay and XYZ. So yeah, that kind of moment of, ooh, what's coming next?
That was the moment. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Thank you for that honesty.
Yeah.
And what did you expect? You know, because obviously we've been through this, though. So you met me on that 3-day event. How did you find out about me before that 3-day event?
I honestly cannot remember. I think it must have been, I doubt I must have seen one of your lead magnets and downloaded it. Looking back, I think it must have been Facebook. I can't think where else. It was one of those things when I set up my consultancy, I'd signed up to every newsletter going, and then throughout time, I started to sift through what ones am I reading, what ones am I not reading, and it was your ones that were always the ones that I would save. I would your LinkedIn newsletters. It's always the ones that I wanted to read because they resonated with me. So yeah, and then kind of went on that call, and the rest is history.
Yes, it is. So yeah, what did you expect? Because obviously we had the 3-day event. You and I had a chat at the back of it, the back end, where you were like, "Is this right for me?" And I said to you, you know, what we were going to do. Left it with you to talk through with your husband. I'm not the pressure guy. So then you know, what was it you were expecting when you joined up with me?
I think the biggest thing that I wanted was some direction. Like I wanted to have a plan, one way or another, of what I could be doing, because it's almost like there's so many ways that you can do marketing, and what I loved was the fact that you are, like, I used to say to people, like, he's a consultant just for HR consultants. Like, there is enough of a market for that to be a thing. So yeah, for me it was just about what I felt I was going to get was a way forward, a direction, and I definitely did.
Excellent. I like that. I met your expectations.
Yes.
So was there a moment early on where something clicks and you thought, okay, this is going to work?
I think when, like, in the first load of documents that you sent through before we'd even started, I was reading through and kind of like, yes, I can't wait to get going on this. Like, I am so ready to just be doing this and be doing my own marketing, or even just feeling like I was doing something, that I wasn't just in the ether, just kind of waiting for something to come along. And certainly my the two colleagues on my cohort, they were brilliant as well. Like, what I say is it's been fun at the same time.
Yes.
And we were all kind of in different industries, doing different types of things, and it was really fascinating to also hear what they were doing and how things might differ. So yeah, it was not just work and kind of homework to do. It was like, I really looked forward to have the sessions that we had in the diary, because I knew I was going to learn something, and I always looked forward to seeing what was on the next webinar. But also, yeah, there was a lot of laughter throughout as well, I felt. Yes. As well. Whether that was your intention or not, I don't know, but there was a lot of laughter.
Yeah. Well, I think Paul brought a lot of that as well, with his trauma talk and whatever lines he came out with.
Yeah, and Nicola with a fabulous book as well. Just all these different ways of doing things. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's good because, like, from my perspective, there's like, you are on an individual journey, but at the same time, there's sharing it. You're all moving forward in the same direction. You all have the same tasks to do. I think it helps because life is meant to be shared, right? This journey is even better when it's shared rather than just one-on-one. There's someone going through the same things that you're going through, right?
Yeah, definitely. And even so like the Pomodoro sessions that we did on the days where it wasn't the full session, it got some focus to the day, and it was kind of like, right, 11 o'clock or whatever time we did it. And you could just kind of have a quick catch up, see what's going on with people. Because that's the other thing as a HR consultant, it can be quite lonely as well when in between projects. So yeah, having some colleagues, for want of a better word, to chat to, or just someone to speak to. Really liked that aspect as well. And my husband would joke, he'd be like, have you done your homework for today for next course? And I'm like, yes, I've done it. And when I've found something particularly challenging, it's not that the task itself was challenging, but I just got on a mental block with it. Both being able to talk to you, Nick, but also the others as well. And I'm going, what is going on in my head here? Kind of just someone talk sense to me about it. So that was like a comradeship as well.
Yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed that. For me, it's an important part of it. You know, I'm a people person. I don't know if you heard that podcast the other week, the colour profiling. I'm a yellow. I love the people. So
yeah, I redid my colour profile the other day because I was kind of intrigued about it. And I think I was on the yellow as well. Is that the kind of the process analytical one?
No. Yellow's people. I was about to say you're a blue.
Yeah, very organised. I mean, I should be yellow for HR, but definitely on the blue.
That's good. So speaking a little bit about that structure that we've plugged in to help you to move forward, how did you find that structure? The weekly calls, the daily squad sessions, the templates, the guidance. What did you make of it all?
Yeah, that was right up my strata, basically. That really worked for me. Like the session that we did it Tuesdays. And that was good for me because kind of Mondays is always my manic Monday, catch up with everything, organise the week. And then Tuesday, it was like, right, Tuesday, 11 o'clock, that's our squad session. Got to make sure I've done any homework for it or caught up with anything.
That's an important element as well, is holding you accountable, because it's easy to sign up for these things and not move forward, right?
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Definitely. And yet I think the word absolute structure is the right word. It really gave me structure to the week. I had some client bits going on at the same, for a couple of weeks, there was some hefty client bits going on, and like I couldn't make the Pomodoro sessions as much as I had on other weeks, but also that was fine as well. There wasn't like a pressure to be on there, and that's the other thing that I really liked as well. Like it was just kind of like, if you can make it, great. Like we had our WhatsApp group as well to go, oh, I'm going to make it today. Some days none of us could make it. Some days all of us could make it. So yeah, I never felt kind of any pressure from you kind of to do that, because the pressure is kind of, if you do this stuff, it could really work out for you. If you don't do it, it's not going to. Like it's so I always kind of wanted to try and put as much effort in, but there were a couple of weeks where client work had to come first. That's what's going to bring the money in at that stage. But always kind of looking into the future, thinking, right, this is going to help me out moving forward.
Yeah, well, like you say, it's about finding that balance, right? You know,
definitely
working on the business, working in the business, all that good stuff. And how did you find the, because I was trying to do as much of the heavy lifting as possible for you. Here's an example of what you want to create. Here's a template. Here's a chat GPT prompt. Was it useful?
Oh, the chat GPT prompts were brilliant. That was the bit that I like. I love a bit of chat GPT, but actually the key with like any AI, it's the prompts that you give it. And I would say I'm pretty good at doing prompts. Well, now I am. Now I've had kind of lots of practice at it. So actually having these prompts that are kind of tried and tested, you already kind of have a bit of confidence with it. And yeah, just kind of the workbooks that were there and kind of the presentations as well. So I'd scribble down notes, but also know that we'd have the presentation coming our way later on anyway. So yeah, just having that there. And I've now got a whole library of different documents and access to the course as well. Was a big bonus, because actually I didn't realize that was going to be part of it. So yeah.
Oh, excellent. I've over delivered.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So for those of you listening along at home, just to explain what Lucy is on about there, is we've got this structure that we went through week by week, and I would present that live so that we could go through any questions, so that, we could have a bit more of a deeper understanding, be all those templates, ChatGPT prompts, best practice, etc. But on the back end as well, Lucia and the rest of the squad, they got access to the clients and cash flow course, which is basically video training on any and every element of marketing and sales you could possibly think of, with all the ChatGPT prompts and best practice documents and all that good stuff. So yeah, so there's that extra resource to dig into if you want to, and yeah, it's there. So I'm glad that was helpful. Yeah,
definitely.
Ooh, okay. So was there anything in the marketing or sales that became easier once the system was in place, once we started working together?
What, the course itself, or what we were doing within the course?
What we were doing within the course, before you were worried about the feast or famine. You didn't have a pipeline. You're worried about where your next client was coming from, etc., etc. Where are you now?
Yes, I think definitely it's having that planned look ahead, and like I said, just some confidence in what I was doing as well. So like the first set of adverts that I wrote, I remember kind of sending them to you for checking, and you gave some kind of ideas around, okay, what about doing this, and how about that, and just kind of identifying. It seems a silly thing to say, but actually how to sell to potential clients as well. Like, don't just do an employment law webinar. Like, talk about what are the problems that your clients are actually having, and how can you solve them? Like we were joking about with Paul, and reiterating your client's trauma to try and sell to them. But actually, it's a really good point, because you see lots of people going, I am a HR professional for SMEs. And it's one of those things, when you try to be something to everybody, you can kind of fade into the background. Whereas if you say, I am a HR consultant for this industry, yes, you cut out a lot of potential clients. But when a client is looking for someone, they're going to go, well, I want someone who is a specialist in my industry. It's like, when I say it now, it just seems like common sense, but beforehand, my approach was all about how can I appeal to the biggest number of people all in one hit. And yeah, it's a bit like throwing spaghetti at the wall when you're just waiting to see what sticks.
Nice. I like that. Yeah, it certainly gives you a focus point to have a target audience, eh?
Yeah, definitely. And then if you're finding that something isn't working, or you feel like it could work better, when you've kind of niched down, it's easier to find the points of, okay, well, actually it's that thing. So let's try updating that, and actually it would be more powerful if we do this way. So yeah, I think just having a critical mind on what you're doing as well, because you've got the knowledge of what is good, what is best practice, what is good, what is not good.
Good. And how has working together helped you feel now that we've finished?
Well, whether rightly or wrongly, I still feel like if I tried to put out an advert and it was getting absolutely no traction, I'd be straight on to being like, Nick, what the hell am I doing wrong here? Like, how is this going so wrong? Like, or what is happening? What is happening here? Yes, I'd go through my notes first, but yeah, I'd still be like, Nick, what do I do here? Yeah, just also meeting Paul and Nicola as well. Like, I love that fact, kind of, that we're connected and we're still kind of messaging now about stuff that's going on. So yeah, it's absolutely about the people you meet as well, and just feeling like you've got this plan. Yeah, as I said, you can switch it off, turn it back on. Yeah, it just feels like you've got something in your arsenal to use. You're not kind of just wondering, okay, what's next, or just waiting for a client to knock on your front door and go, I need this HR help, because that's not going to happen.
No. Be honest. Have you turned the adverts on yet?
I have.
Ooh. And how are the results going?
I love looking at the Google Analytics of just seeing. I use because I've done Google adverts, because I went for the kind of the higher intent, and like you said, kind of use Facebook, you might get more people looking, but Google has a higher intention. So yeah, I mean, one of the things, because on Google Analytics you can see what people have searched for to find your lead magnet or your advert. And one of the things I created a scaling survival kit, and that's what I called it. And looking at the analytics, people that had found my advert were people who were mountaineers, were people who had searched for like 72-hour survival kit. So it was, and that was one of the kind of first things I learned, like, okay, you've got to think about, okay, what audience is going to come and look for this. But then on my own website as well, I've got the analytics there, just the amount of people that are coming to my website now and seeing it, and I've kind of got all the different packages. So even if it's not someone immediately clicking to buy something or to download the lead magnet, it's just that visibility piece now. I don't feel like it's kind of just sitting there in the background and like nobody's looking at it. Like, I love looking at the stats and the huge increase. One slightly awkward, even earlier learning for me, I originally did the advert, and the button that I created to click to download the lead magnet actually just took you back to the same page. You live and learn. Always test out your links and forms before you go live. Thankfully, I worked that out pretty early on. But yeah, as I say, it's all a learning process.
I like that. So what was it like, speaking of learning, because obviously we didn't know each other before we started working together, but obviously we do now. So what was it like working with me? What did you find most helpful or valuable?
I'm not saying anything because there was nothing. I'm not going, oh, what next?
Desperately searching for a positive answer because the camera's running.
Because there's different things. So like the rapport, like when we were doing it, like never felt the pressure to do it. Like it is kind of, look, you're gonna, get out what you put in. like the presentations that we had, it wasn't just pages and pages of text. It was kind of like real life examples, you showing kind of how things can be done. And I had another one. Where's that gone? Yeah, just feeling like you knew what you were talking about. And the feedback, sorry, that's what I'd forgotten. So yeah, it wasn't just in the session. So like when we were putting our adverts together or our ideas for like email ladders, you were always very like, send it to me and I'll comment. And like usually it'd be like on a little Loom video. So it was really easy to get the feedback as well. And I think that was the biggest thing for me, because yeah, like where I got myself into a complete head spin on that one piece, I was just like, Nick, where am I going wrong here? What am I doing? Why has this become such a block to me? And yeah, got through that bit, got my adverts up and running now. So yeah, I think that it's that, yeah, although there was a group of us, it always kind of felt very personalized as well.
That's why I like that. I'm going to ask a question that I'm curious about. I wonder if the people at home might be curious as well. So you've gone for the Google adverts because it's higher intent. Makes a lot of sense, right? What about doing Facebook and Instagram as well as Google? Just be honest. Why are you not doing both?
I have on my to-do list to do Facebook adverts. So I am going to do them. And I have set up my Instagram business page. But I'm just kind of trying to... Can you hear my doorbell? Sorry.
No, I can't hear anything.
Okay. I've got We Wish You a Merry Christmas going on in the background.
Oh. I thought Sid was about to pay a visit when you kind of paused for a second.
So yes, I'm giving Facebook ads a go. Instagram, I'm trying not to do too many things all at once. So I'm going to try out the Facebook ads, see how it goes. Because, yeah, I'm not like a social media influencer that wants to be posting and 24/7, but actually like I'm going to get my Facebook ads up and running. Then I'll look at Instagram, because yeah, obviously the more things you've got up and running, the more leads you can be doing. But I'm almost just trying to like refine the Google ads piece first, then do the Facebook, then do the Facebook, and then do Facebook, and then maybe Instagram. I'm still on the fence about how many of my audience would be on Instagram and would like relevant people would see on kind of any adverts I did on Instagram as well. So I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of users on there. Like, I appreciate that, but you know, when you just think, is there really going to be that many people on there?
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing to wonder about. I think, you know, just a little bit of coaching. We're going to go slightly off topic there, so let me answer that for you. So the idea would be that you would get so specific on the targeting in Facebook,
yeah,
that there would only be, I don't know, let's say for example 10,000 of them, and if you put £5 a day on that, you'll be in front of 10,000. I don't know, 10,000, not all of them, maybe all of them, I don't know, it depends how much Facebook's charging for these adverts, right?
Yeah.
So then it's whether or not they're on there, they'll be on there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just to see what's going on. Yeah,
it only takes one person to click on it, and yeah, like say you're spending a fiver a day on it. Would I spend £5 to get someone looking on my website and filling in my contact form? Yeah, absolutely.
Something to consider.
Yeah, and I will do.
Good. Okay. So we're going to wrap up very soon. So help me out here. What would you say to someone who's listening along and thinking, I'm not sure if this would work for me, having a funnel into my business?
Well, I think, first of all, everybody needs to have a funnel into their business. That is how, like, your sales are what, regardless of whether you're a HR consultant or something else, that is how your business stays afloat. But there
has to be that constant lead flow, right? There have to be running through to your business.
You need to know. Yeah, you need to know where the next paycheck's coming from. But kind of to caveat, it's got to be something that you commit to as well. Got to commit to putting in the work, doing what you need to do, maybe putting in a bit of investment where it comes to kind of paying for ads. But actually you put that effort in and you do see results. So it's one of those things. I think that it's not a question of should I do this or not, because from my point of view, absolutely you should do. It's about when is right for me to do this. But because if you've already got like an endless flow of clients, well done, congratulations to you. But if you are at the stage of going, okay, what's next? How do I do this? Where can I find new clients from? Like me, oh God, I hate networking. Is there any way I can find new clients without having to network 24/7? Then absolutely, do it.
Yeah, excellent. Because there's always, there are so many different ways of getting leads and clients for your business, right? We've talked about this enough times, but you can build your audience, which means spending all of your time and effort going out there to networking events and doing direct mail or whatever. You can borrow, which, for those of you listening along at home, I'm telling Lucia, but Lucia already knows this. A borrow will be a joint venture with somebody of some form or another, so an employment lawyer, accountant, solicitor, blah, blah, blah. And then you can buy an audience. And that's the quickest way to get an audience, because you're just exchanging money for those people rather than your time and mental effort.
Yeah.
No brainer as far as I'm concerned. But
definitely. And to be able to think, oh, this is happening whilst I'm doing something else. You've got adverts that are switched on. You might be with a client, it might be overnight that someone's happened to come across your adverts. The fact that after the initial, it's not even heavy lifting, but after the initial effort that you put in, that actually you can almost just kind of set it free and switch it on and off whenever.
Yes. Bingo.
Exactly.
Love that. And what would you say to someone who's listening and thinking along, should I work with Nick? Sing my praises, Lucia.
No, definitely don't. Avoid him at all costs. No, I'm obviously kidding. It's been a fun process, definitely, but also one I feel like I've got value out of. Nick knows his stuff. So you want someone to help you grow in your business, then Nick's your guy.
Oh, thanks, Lucia.
You
appreciate that. I'll slip you a tenner later.
Yeah, I'm down south. We need a bit more than a tenner.
Yeah, sure. We're up north. We haven't got more than a tenner. I guess one last question. How does the future of your business feel like compared to before we started working together?
Oh, it just feels like I've got a plan, like I'm not searching around in the darkness, which sounds really trite, but it just feels like I know what to do that can help me get more clients. If I do that, then that's what happens.
Bingo. Love it. Fair enough. Well, I don't have any more questions, Lucia. So thank you for spending some time with us.
All right.
Okay. So there you go, everybody listening along at home. Hopefully this episode is useful for you to hear straight from the, what's the phrase?
Straight from the horse's mouth, but I'm not sure I'm okay with that.
Straight from the lovely Lucia's mouth. That better?
Much better, much better.
Excellent. You can forget that tenor now.
Yeah. I'll let you off.
So there you are. As I say, for those of you listening along at home, hopefully that was an interesting episode for you. And thank you for listening along. Lucia, thank you for joining me. And as ever, get marketing, because without marketing, there's no sales. And without sales, there's no business. So get marketing. Hey there, and thanks for listening to the Marketing Made Easy for HR Consultants podcast. If you've enjoyed the show, then please consider taking a minute to help us grow by sharing the episode with a friend or colleague, or by leaving a positive review on podchase.com. And make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the upcoming episodes if you haven't done so already. I've been your host, Nick Krinsky, and if you've got any questions or you want to know more about today's topic, then feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'd be delighted to hear from you. See you next time.